everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 1000 lumen Surefire XH-35. Now, before we get started, I want to let you know that this flashlight was sent to the channel for review by Optics Planet. So you can use the discount code TDS5. For more information, check the comments section of this video. Okay, so the Surefire XH-35, let's talk about it a little bit, because I think that the Surefire XH-35 might be the best weapons light on the market today, especially for pistols. Okay, this is an incredible little light, and I'm not using the fact that it is a Surefire to make my decision. I know there's a lot of Surefire fanboys out there, a lot of people who only trust Surefire, and Surefire does make some of the best weapons lights that you can find, hands down, but I'm not using that in my decision. I'm going based off of my personal experience with this weapons light for a while now. You guys know that I've been testing it for a long time if you follow me on Instagram. I'm going off of the features, the specs, the details, and then again, like I said, my personal experience with it. This is a flashlight that's capable of 1000 lumens that also offers a lot of additional features without making you jump through hoops to use them. One thing that I like in a weapons light is simplicity. I hate when a weapons light gets so complicated that you have to switch through modes with your finger in order to get, where you want to be. This one right here offers you a lot of different modes and a lot of different options without having to go through kind of a process like that. So it's a 1000 lumens weapon light. It goes down to a 300 lumen weapons light. It offers permanent on, it offers momentary on, and it also offers 300 lumens if you want to kind of tone it down a little bit. Now, the modes that I was just talking about, they're not confusing, and they don't make you sit there and press a bunch of buttons in order to cycle through the modes while you're using the flashlight. That's one of the things that I really like about it. What you have here is a very simple activating switch on the back that you can use in an ambidextrous manner by either pushing up or down on the lever. So you have a lever that kind of extends back when you have your hand on the pistol or whatever firearm you have it on, and you simply push down or push up on either side, and it will activate whatever mode that you happen to be in. It will activate it on permanent on if you go ahead and you rotate it. So you're going to be permanent on the entire time. The way you activate momentary on is with that same switch, you simply just push it forward, momentary. So without jumping through hoops or changing anything, you go from permanent on to momentary on using the exact same switch. Now, when you want to switch over to strobe or you want to use a lower setting, because right now I have it set on the 1000 lumen setting, all you do is on the bottom of the flashlight, you can set it to a different setting, and you get your same features that you had before. Permanent on at 300 lumens, and then momentary on simply by pressing the button, and you get your 300 lumens. So again, you go to the bottom if you want to be in the strobe mode or whatever, you can have it set up for strobe. There's a lot of people that like that. And I'm not 100% sure about this, but it seems like it's kind of an oscillating strobe, so it's not something that you would get used to. And then you would go ahead, you turn that on, you have your strobe right there. And then for strobe, you also have momentary on. So you can go ahead and set up the flashlight to how you want it to make it as easy as possible for you to use the mode that you want right off the bat. So I do like the way that they have everything set up a lot. Now, there's one thing that's really noticeable about this flashlight that I know some people are going to pick up on, and that's the overall size. It is a big flashlight, and to be honest with you, in the very beginning, that was one of the things that kind of made me question it. Because of its overall size, I was like, it's too big. It's like putting a mag light at the bottom of your weapon. And so I just felt like maybe the bezel was a little bit too large. But over time, I realized that there's some good things that come out of that. One, you have protection from out of battery problems. So as you can see here, as it comes out of the front of the pistol, if you were to push this into whatever your intended target is, it's not going to cause an out of battery situation with your slide. So with some other flashlights that maybe sit far back, if you're able to come in like this, you're really, really close up, you can actually take it out of battery very, very easy. But with this flashlight on there, it's the flashlight that's going to hit first, so those out of battery issues are not going to be a problem. Another thing is, I noticed that what they did, unlike a lot of other flashlights on the market, especially for weapons, instead of having a very shallow reflector reflector on the inside. They actually have a very deep reflector, and the nice thing about that is it means you're going to get a better beam distance. Deep reflector, great Cree LED, very nice centered, clear glass. It gives you a really, really nice, bright and long beam. So if you're going to be, you know, in an encounter where the distance is a little bit further, maybe you have this set up on a rifle or something like that, that extra light output out to a greater distance is definitely going to be worth the extra length that you're getting out of this flashlight. Now, the Surefire XH-35 is also pretty rugged, and I found that out by accident when I had this on my pistol and I dropped it into the gravel. Thankfully, it was unloaded at the time because I was cleaning up and it was about 9:30 at night, so I was the only one there. But when I went to pick it up, I did one of those things, I'm sure everybody else has done it too, where you go to grab something and you accidentally kick it with your shoe. I had some good boots on at the time, and that thing ended up shooting about 40 feet down a gravel hill. And so that went tumbling down a gravel hill. I decided, you know what, pick it up, put some ammunition in it, and just test it out. And sure enough, ran like a dream, no problem at all. So I kind of kicked it and it went spinning and tumbling down the gravel. So it's a pretty tough light. And after taking that spill, it didn't even damage the anodizing. It's a really tough mil-spec Type 3 hard anodized coating. And unlike some other coatings that you can just kind of scratch off, I mean, they're just not done very well, this is a really, really nice anodized coating. It's also waterproof and what they're calling recoil proof. Now, for me, I tested this on a 308, I tested it on a 9mm carbine, a standard 5.56, and two different pistols, the 9mm Glock, and I also tried it on my 45 ACP 1911. Never had an issue with it turning off or an issue that would come from recoil. Now, this flashlight takes two CR123A batteries located in a compartment in the back like that. There's a little button that you would push. It allows you to open and flip up the back cap, and you can see that these are actually Surefire batteries. Now, on Optics Planet's website, you can actually buy this with a pair, so you can buy the flashlight with a box of Surefire batteries. So if you want to have those as kind of like a backup, it's definitely nice to have the extra batteries. Also, this has a really nice picatinny mount on it, and I found that it works really well between all of the platforms that I used it on. So my 1911, the Glock, the 308, the 9mm, the AR-15 that I had it on, all fit perfect. It didn't have any wiggling or moving option or problems with it. Gives a little screw. You can use a screwdriver or a coin or just whatever you can fit in there at the back of a bullet casing. So just go ahead and tighten that down, and it gives you a really nice, tight, firm grip to your rail. Now, after reviewing this flashlight for quite a while now, I gotta say, I can only find one downside to it, and that's the price. It is fairly expensive. It's not an $89, $99, or even a $129 flashlight. It's considerably more than that, and I think it's gonna put that out of a lot of people's price range. But you gotta figure what you're willing to spend on a flashlight, a good flashlight, a quality flashlight. If it's something that's really important to you, then it might be worth it to at least save the money and get something like this. If it's not that important to you, then you don't need to spend the money on a flashlight that costs this much. Again, you can use a discount code TDS5, and I'll put all of the information in the comments section, so make sure you check that. But again, you kind of have to figure whether or not it's worth it to you and then make that decision for yourself. But the XH-35 is an absolutely incredible flashlight, and I don't think anybody that would ever use it would be disappointed with it. So anyway, definitely worth checking out. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.